This is the Weigh-In Podcast by Benoit Chestnut and the occasional Pop-In Sylvester Romero. On this week's Weigh-In, we're going to talk to you about Devin Haney and Romero. Now, there has not been anything scheduled, but we're going to talk to you about that because that's an interesting topic. And then we're going to touch UFC 330. So that is what I got jam-packed for use on this episode. Nonetheless, that is this week's weigh-in. So we jump right into this one. First, we're going to go over that Devin Haney, Rolly Romero. Listen, and this is why I'm bringing this up. Devin Haney is running from Rolly Romero. Flat, simple. Anybody says otherwise, I mean, listen, I'm going to tell you, you're entitled to your own opinion, but you're wrong. Like, I feel like Devin Haney is running from Rolly Romero because he knows he can't beat him. This is what we're seeing. Listen, Devin Haney, I mean, not Rolly, but Devin Haney. Look at this. Why he ain't fought King Rye again? Right? Because he knows he's outmatched and he can't win that. And now we're starting to see that Devin Haney is picking fights only that he believes he can win. And at the same time, he gonna get beat. Somebody gonna beat him. Somebody gonna beat him. You know, you can only run for so long. You know, like I'm saying, you can only run for so long. And that's what I'm saying. Like Devin Haney, he kind of running, but you only can run for so long. And that's kind of why I feel like Rolly would beat him. I know a lot of you might not agree with me on that, but I'm telling you right now, I feel like Rolly Romero would not beat Devin Haney. I mean, Rolly Romero would beat Devin Haney. Excuse me, Rolly Romero would beat Devin Haney, and I say that because when you look at who Devin Haney is, when you look at Devin Haney, when you look at that and you see what happened during King Rye, I know a lot of you are gonna say, yeah, but King Rye during that fight, you know, all that the King Rye stuff. And listen, I'm gonna tell you flat, plain, and simple. Flat, plain, simple. I understand what you're saying about what happened with that King Rye fight, but at the same time, Devin Haney still got beat. He still got beat. He still got beat. And at the end of the day, I still believe that Ryan Garcia would beat Devin Haney time and time again. Now when we look at why Devin Haney ran from why Devin Haney ran from why Devin Haney is running from Rolly Romero is because he knows he can't beat him. That's just plain simple. So let's go ahead. I got you. So we're gonna talk about that welterweight 147-pound. The unification bout between Rolly Romero and Devin Haney not gonna happen no more. But listen. If King Rye gets his work done, WBO may turn around and make King Rye a mandatory. You know, how long you gonna keep letting Devin Haney escape from that Ryan Garcia fight? You know what I mean? Like that unification fight. You know, I think we have to look at this and seriously say to ourselves, you know, why is Devin Haney running? And you know what? I'm gonna tell you plain flat simple. Devin Haney's running because he knows he can't win. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Devin Haney runs from matchups that he know he can't win. Right now, look at who Devin Haney. Let's see who he has scheduled next fight. Let's see what Devin Haney has scheduled next fight. Because it's just at this point, so he does not have an opponent yet. So he talking with Jack Cantrell and Keyshawn Davis. So we're looking at this. So you got Jack Cantrell, who is the WBA regular champion. But when we look at this, he was supposed to. It looked like he was trying to set up Keyshawn Davis, but Keyshawn Davis don't want to do it. But Keyshawn Davis is a mandatory. Let me tell you something. If Devin Haney fights Keyshawn Davis, he's not gonna beat Keyshawn Davis. I'm telling y'all right now. Devin Haney not gonna beat Keyshawn Davis. And I believe Shakur Stevenson is on that list. I'm gonna tell you the same thing. Shakur Stevenson gonna whoop Devin Haney. I don't think Devin Haney got what it takes to beat Shakur. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So that's just the first thing I'm gonna say. And in regards to that, like Devin Haney doesn't have what it takes, and I get how Devin Haney may want to believe he does or believe that he can do this and that. Don't get me wrong, he's done great things, but I'm gonna say it time and time again. Lomachenko beat him. Lomachenko beat him. Ryan Garcia beat him. The only reason why they found something wrong with Ryan Garcia, let's look at the situation for what it was. They found something because they lost. Days before, it had all been negative, negative, negative. I mean, positive, positive, positive for Ryan Garcia. They knew it was there. They knew he was positive. After they got beat, then they come out with that and say, "Hey, hey, hey, can you vacate our loss now?" That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You don't see a lot of guys when they get beat make excuses. When Canelo lost to Mayweather, there wasn't excuses. We talk about this. There was not, you know, like that where you're like, oh no, he was negative. No, no, no. We got to get our we got to vacate that. You look at a lot of that, and there's so many of them that they don't make excuses. You know, we talked often a lot on this podcast about David Benavidez. Let's talk Benavidez. When we talk about David Benavidez, that's another one. Look, no excuses. That's what I'm talking about. When you look at Devin Haney, you look at time and time again, he gets beat. Now all of a sudden it's all about how, this one was on this one was on that, and he's got his father out there saying this and that. Listen, listen, that need to be settled. Let's get in the ring with Ryan Garcia or Shakur Stevenson, or line it up with Keyshawn or Rolly Romero. I haven't really seen Jack Cantrell fight, but that's one that I'm gonna say, hey, is can Jack Cantrell beat Devin Haney? So we're gonna check his record out, his box rec. We're gonna check that box rec. He's 33-2, never been KO'd. Nickname El Gato. He's got some good names up here. On his pro bout list, and that's what I'm talking about. He beat Harlem Ebank. He beat Harlem Ebank. This is what I think. I think he's southpaw. I would say he's southpaw. He's southpaw. This is what I think. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna give Jack Cantrell some credit. For you to have gone 33-2, you kind of got something going. And to have beat Eubank too, he's got something going. So I give Jack Cantrell some credit. Do I think he can get it done? I don't specifically think, but I have proven to be wrong before. But I do think Jack Cantrell at one point has had. Let's see what kind of belt Jack Cantrell has had. While we talk here, let's see what kind of belts Cantrell has had. Because I'm telling you, Devin. Because we all know that there's a lot going on here. We all know that, and we know what's going on, and we know that with Devin Haney, we know. Let's see. I'm gonna look some stuff. I'm gonna see if I can get y'all something. See if I can get y'all something on this Devin Haney. Let's see if I can find something. See if I can find something for y'all. What did I say? I said it's Catterall, not Cantrell. I said Cantrell for Jack. It's Catterall. I would like to sincerely apologize there. It's Catterall. It's Jack Catterall. So right now, all we know about the Jack Catterall, excuse me, all we know about the Jack Catterall is that it's just negotiation talks right now. And we're gonna see. I'm gonna try to get you. Well, he holds the WBA regular. He had WBA Intercontinental. He had WBO Intercontinental. So he's had some belts, and Jack Catterall, I think is 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 definitely somebody that's going to make some noise. So that's the things we see. That's the good stuff we see going on, and that's with Devin Haney. So that's what we know is going on with Devin Haney. So if we pop on over to what I talked about the first and foremost, this UFC. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk this UFC for y'all. So first of all, UFC 330. We're gonna start at the early prelims for y'all. So let's see the early prelims. We got Jeremiah Wells versus Motebek Abada. Kazakhstan. I think it's Kazakhstan is the name of the country. That's a welterweight bout. The odds is on Jeremiah Wells is the underdog. After that, we have another welterweight bout with Neil Magny versus Ramirez Bahamas. The odds is on Ramirez. We have Rafael Tobias versus Lucas Fernando. The odds is on Lucas Fernando. I'm just going through because some of these I don't always do my picks. I know you guys want to hear my picks, but I don't really I haven't really kept up with a lot of the early prelims, so I don't know some of these guys. I'll probably be able to make picks during the prelim. So And we got a middle for the prelims. We got a middleweight bout against Vincent Lequi versus Trishan Gore. I mean, the reach is about very close. The leg reach goes to Trishan Gore. I'm gonna take Gore for that middleweight bout. We got another middleweight bout with Dante Johnson versus Eric Mecanico. I'm gonna take Dante because Dante 8-0. Although Dante's got the leg reach, while Eric's got the reach and height, I'm gonna take Dante. Dante 8-0. You know, I don't think I think when the guys is 8-0, I think it's very hard to humble them. So I'm gonna go with that. After that, we got a lightweight bout with Jalen Turner and Kiwi Fernandez. For that bout, see, I got Jalen Turner, who's got the leg reach by a whole 6 inches, and he's got the normal reach by quite some. Plus, he's got the height. I think if Jalen Turner gets to his offense, I think Jalen Turner gonna win that lightweight bout. And the odds is with Jalen Turner too. So that's it. That's the way it's going. So we got another welterweight bout, the last of the prelims. Prelims. We got a Chahu Nakayani, and we got Joel Alvarez. So when we take a look at this, I got Joel on this. He lacks the reach by quite some, and he lacks the leg reach by 3 inches, but he's only got 4 losses. And JD is at 25-11. I'm gonna take Joel on this. I'm gonna take Joel on that. Now we're gonna move on to our main card. We got a lightweight bout against Edison Barbosa versus Esteban Robex. Ribex. Let me see. Ribex. Let me see what I got going on. Um, I got Edson on this fight because Edson is 24-14. Although Esteban is 15-3. Edson's got the reach, he's got the leg reach, and he's got the height by just a little bit. But I like the way I like the way Edson. I've seen him fight. I like the way Edson fights. So I got Edson on that all day, all day. I mean, yeah, Edson all day. Now we got a middleweight bout after that. And that lightweight bout with Edson. Edson actually is the underdog, which is crazy. Mansar Abdul Malik versus Dustin Stolfus. Stolfus. I got dub. Give me a second. I got Mansar. I got a dual Malik because he 9-1 and that one draw. And he got the height. He's 6'2", while Dustin is 6 foot. He got the reach. He don't got the leg reach, but he got that reach. So, and he's got a 78% win by TKO/KO. So I got a dual Malik. Now, here's what we got as our co-main. This is our co-main. We got a women's strawweight title bout. Mackenzie Dern versus Gillian Robertson. Robertson, Robert. I'm gonna be honest with y'all here. Gillian's got the height, but not by a lot. Gillian does not. The reach is the same, but Gillian does not have the leg reach by a little bit. So I'm gonna have to stick here with I'm gonna have to stick with Mackenzie Dern on this one because she's already the champion. And from Gillian Robertson, I don't see enough here where I think Gillian's gonna make some noise. Uh, when we talk most, let's talk that win by. You talk about McKenzie is 50% submission, 50% decision. So we talk about that McKenzie is when we look at McKenzie, 8 wins by submission, first round, 6 first round finishes. You talk about McKenzie's just it looks like goes the distance, and that all makes a difference. So if we move on to what is the main event, Hamza Chimaev versus Ian Machado Gary, another walking, talking Conor McGregor. He's Irish, and I want to give him credit that they can all make noise like McGregor. So Islam Chimaev, I think it's Islam Chimaev. My bad. I said Hamzat. I'm sorry. I had the Islam Chimaev. I sincerely apologize for that. Let's talk about Ian Machado Gary is 17-1. But then Islam is 28-1. Okay, so here's what we got here. Gary's got the height, Gary's got the reach, and Gary's got leg reach. Let's see Gary's win by. 41% TKO/KO, 6% submission, 53% decision. I'm going to give Dana White some credit here. I think this is a good matchup. I really do. I really do. I really do. I find it hard to believe it not to be a good matchup. So interesting. It's gonna be good. I like it. I like it. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna take Gary for the upset. And I know a lot of you are gonna be like, Islam over Islam Chumayev over Islam. Yes, because I think Gary's scrappy. I think Gary's very scrappy, and I think if Gary can get into a scrappy fight, I think Gary can put some work in. You know, he lacks the experience because we all know Islam is 28-1. We have to talk about there's one. So is Gary. So let's talk about that one. If I can find it. Let me find that one for you. It was in 2015. Martins got the win over him, TKO KO. That's a long time ago, but somebody's gonna end up with 2 losses, and I'm not heavily leaning towards Islam losing. I'm like a little bit because I've seen Islam fight, and he's very tough to beat. But I think if Gary gets to working his fight, I think it's possible Gary could pull off the upset. But I'm gonna tell you that this is the confidence. I'm not saying 100% here. For sure, I'm not saying 100%. I'm saying like if I think it's gonna like 1%, like 1% difference between what I think. I think this is really I see it as a 50-50 fight, but I don't. I see it as a 60-40 fight. Islam. I see a 60-40 Islam, and I'm still taking the 40%. I say 60-40 because Islam has got 29 fights. This will be number 30 for him. You look at Gary. Gary's had 17 fights, and this is going to be Gary's 18th fight. And that's kind of why I'm like, I'm taking Islam for this. I'm not taking Islam, and that's why I'm not 100%. I mean, not Islam, but I mean that's why I'm saying I'm taking I'm not taking Gary 100% because Gary doesn't have as many fights as Islam has had, and that's why we have to. That's why I'm kind of hesitant because he hasn't had as many fights as Gary. Islam. I mean, Gary hasn't had as many fights as Islam, and I'm hesitant because that makes a difference. It makes a difference. Most cases, it makes a difference. So that's kind of why I'm kind of a little backed up on that because it's gonna make a difference who has had how many fights. So that's kind of why I'm like, but I'm kind of stepping back a little bit. I'm like, I'm gonna take Gary, but I don't. It's one of those. Is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? No. So that's the best I can give you. Is it possible? Yes. Is it likely for Gary to go get the upset? No. But you know what? That's kind of how anything and everything happens. Is it everything's possible, right? But is it likely? So that's another thing I like to kind of almost tell you. Is it possible? Anything's possible, but is it likely? No. So that's where I'm gonna leave you at. Leave you at and that's just kind of where I'm getting at. I think the level of competition right now in the UFC is up there. Will it always be up there? Well, let's see how this MVP MMA or Jake Paul's MMA. Let's see how PFL does under Jake. Because do I think they can grow as a powerhouse? Yeah. Because I think if Jake can get him on Netflix, I think now we're talking. I think now we're talking really good stuff because Jake's got a platform, and look at what happened when McGregor took over bare knuckle. Like, when McGregor joined bare knuckle, look at how it got up. Look at that. So really think about that. And I think this Jake Paul getting such a large, and it's not really just Jake because he's in there with his partners and, but I think, yeah, yeah. Now, what I would like to see is them add Ronda Rousey to the team because she knows MMA, but I don't think they're going to go in that direction. But I can't wait to see what Jake's got, going on. Lost me. So I think it's really great, and even when I sit here and think about that just a little bit, I see that it's all great stuff. So with that, we are in the end of the epi. I know you are not surprised. We're in the end of this epi. Um, with that being said, it's a good end. You know, it's a good end. Well, yes, I feel like it's a good end. Oh, more than Mary. I feel like yeah, I like it. I like it. I like this epi. We did good. I feel like I did good. So with that being said, this is the Weigh In Podcast by Benoit Chestnut and the occasional pop band, Sebastian Romero. Let's go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Because we up and up. That TikTok doing some work for us, and let's get this YouTube up there. Let's get this YouTube up there, y'all. Let's get it up there because you already know I'm gonna keep bringing you these epis. They're not gonna stop. Twice a week, every week. Once I started the streak last year. That was the goal, and I got through the whole year, and now I'm on it again. It's just repeat the circle. So with that being said, that's everything. That's everything. So that's good. It's really good stuff. So with that being said, that's all I got for you. Weighing out.